Hi there, grief growers. I hope wherever you are on this Christmas day that your grief is being kind to you. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm away for a bit to prepare for Season 8 of Coming Back and the launch of my very first online course, Life After Loss Academy, which coincidentally are both coming out next week on January 1st. But in the meantime, I wanted to share some never-before-heard clips from Season 7 interviews with you. This week, I'm sharing a clip from my conversation with Joanne Fink. After the mic turned off, Joanne realized we didn't touch on faith or religion during our chat. So today, check out this conversation about the intersection of grief and religion, and how it really is personal and individual for every single human who's grieving.
I realized, my normal response to the creativity question is, we are created in God's image, and therefore we are creative beings. But I didn't remember to ask you whether faith was something that you wanted brought into this conversation or not, so I left it out.
Oh, interesting. Well, I tell my guests, I'm like, if faith applies to you, talk about it, because it probably applies to somebody who's listening. There's really nothing that's off limits here other than all the cliches of, if you just believe in the 5 stages, or if you get busy for long enough, it'll go away, like all the garbage that society teaches. But in terms of these bigger existential questions of like, who's in charge of this thing, i.e. God or the universe or whatever you believe, it's very relevant. We've had people on who are vehemently Christian. I've had a couple of, oh goodness, the term is escaping me right now. This is terrible. She wrote a book called Mourning and Mitzvah. Rabbi Ann Brenner. That's who I'm talking about. She came on and she was phenomenal. Yes. And a couple of other people too who've talked about God in different forms and in different ways, and just how that's changed as a result of loss. But I mean, if it's true for you, say it. I don't care. I'll never insult you about it or tell you that it's not appropriate. The only things we avoid are like shaming people or judging people for their grief, really.
I think that is a desirable thing. I walk in 3 worlds. I walk in grief, I walk in creativity, and I walk in faith. And despite being basically an observant Jew, I keep a kosher home and live my life through a Jewish lens. I have spent my career more or less developing products for Christian gifts, because I think we all pray to the same God. And there's not enough of a Jewish audience to make a living doing anything. Having said that, that is my personal path to connection. But I'm very sensitive, since I run a widows group, that faith is not something that everybody believes. I don't know how people get through loss without belief in a higher power, but I know that, many of my widows are more secular in their orientation. And I try to be very sensitive to the fact that you can comfort people without, ramming God down their throats. So.
It's very true. It's very true. I hope you enjoyed this In the Meantime episode of Coming Back. If you'd like to listen to my full conversation with Joanne Fink, where we talk about her illustrated book, When You Lose Someone You Love, go back and listen to episode 99 of Coming Back, called Creativity for the Bereaved, with Joanne Fink. That's all for this episode of Coming Back In the Meantime. I can't wait to return to you with full-length episodes in Season 8, which is coming your way next Wednesday on January 1st. Here's what's going on between now and then. Grief growers, there are just 7 days left to sign up for Life After Loss Academy, which begins next week, also on January 1st. It's a 12-week online course where I'm guiding you to feel safe in the world again, break up with the myth of the perfect griever or the person you think you should be in grief, and let go of the life and the person that you can no longer be after a devastating loss. Find out more and enter to win one of 3 scholarships to Life After Loss Academy at my website, shelbyforsythia.com. I'm announcing the 3 winners tomorrow, December 26th, on a very special live broadcast on my Facebook page in honor of my mom's death-iversary. Thank you to everyone who ordered a copy of Permission to Grieve for the holiday season. If you like the book and want to help it reach more grieving people, please leave a review of Permission to Grieve on Amazon or Goodreads. If you haven't read Permission to Grieve or want to give it as a gift in the new year, visit shelbyforsythia.com and click on Book. If you'd like to leave a question, comment, or guest suggestion for a future episode, email me at shelby@shelbyforsythia.com. As always, it was beautiful sharing this space and time with you today. I see you, I'm proud of you and the work that you're doing in the world, and I love you. Because even through grief, we are growing. See you next week in Season 8.